Hey guys, welcome back to Operation Arsenal. We are through in the Carabao Cup after beating Bolton convincingly. Shame we conceded, really, but a very successful night, not just because of the result, but because the performance, and we had 4 players make a debut today, which was really, really good to see. I was so impressed with some of the youngsters, of course, Nwaneri being the main man right now that everyone is going to talk about over the next few years as he comes through into the first team. I'm actually wondering if actually his time is, well, now. Can he get minutes in the Premier League, Champions League? It's very difficult to not get ahead of ourselves. We just played against Bolton, who aren't the best team. We all know that. And, I've just seen Liverpool winning 3-1 now. Not that that really matters at this point. We've got the draw coming up soon. So I actually don't know who we're going to be playing against. But yeah, it was a really, really good performance, not just from the youngsters, but also the more mature and experienced players. I think they all had really good games today. And yeah, it's Bolton. I know I'm going to keep saying, I know it's Bolton. It's not like, we're coming up against a Barcelona in their prime. But the thing is, it's very easy for, especially the top players with the most ability, to kind of switch off in these games, to turn up and just think, yeah, we'll roll them over and just go home. It looked like everyone was really up for it today. So let's go through the lineup, and we're going to discuss Nwaneri later in this video. I want to talk about Lewis Skelly first. I was so sad to see him leave the pitch. It seems like he picked up some form of knock injury, or maybe it was just cramp. He was really tired, or I don't know, but he was really impressive. I actually think he was one of our better players in that first half. Really impressed with Lewis Skelly. Also, Nichols on the right side, really impressed with him. Energetic, really quick, so agile, a little bit flimsy. He was getting knocked over quite easily. He's not the strongest, but I mean, the thing is, when you're 16, 17, 18, you haven't filled out your frame yet, and these players will get stronger. Calafiori as well, superb today. Hasn't got a particularly high rating for some reason. I mean, he didn't chip in with an assist or a goal, and he did get a yellow card, but I thought he was really good today. Really, really solid investment. I think if we can keep Calafiori fit, because he does have a pretty worrying past when it comes to injuries, but keep him fit, and I think we've signed an absolute gem there. Kivior was really good. I thought Kivior actually played very well today. I think he's one of those players that he's probably going to struggle to get into the team and stay in the team, but whenever he's called upon, he's a good squad player to have, put it that way. Whether he's going to go out on loan or whether we're going to sell him or if he's just going to stay as a squad player. I think the commentator said it. He played for Poland 6 times between his last and today, his last appearance for Arsenal and today. So he's struggling to get time in the Arsenal team. And I do get it. He's a defender, and with the best defence in the league, and getting into that back four is very difficult. Let's talk about Porter as well, another debutant. We, of course, would have probably used Neto, but he was cup-tied. So you think, well, okay, just throw Raya in. He's picked up an injury. And also, I think it's Setford, our other goalkeeper that we signed in the summer, also injured. So 4th in line. And other than one little misplaced pass, which could have gone bad, I guess, but didn't in the end. Other than that, I thought he was actually pretty good. Obviously, at that young age of just 16 years old. I mean, just think about that for a second. I'm 31, okay, so I'm almost double his age. At 16 years old, he's playing for one of the biggest teams in the world. It is unbelievable, isn't it? Nwaneri, let's talk about him, because he's going to get player of the match for sure. He's got an 8.9 rating, 2 goals. Okay, the first goal's a tap-in. Still had to be there, right place, right time. Second goal was great work from Rice to win the ball back, intercept it, and then he's just kind of slotted it through the keeper's arms. He did get a touch. It could have been saved. So the goals weren't the most impressive, but again, it's positional awareness. It is making sure you are ready at all times for anything to happen, for the ball just to land at your feet. The second goal is a great example of that. He didn't need to be there if Rice was there. But that's what Arsenal do. We press, and it worked. I thought Declan Rice was absolutely superb. He's just an all-round beast, isn't he? His goal was brilliant. He took it so well. And the assist. Very, very good all-round performance from him today. Jorginho, I mean, okay, so the goal we conceded was a little bit embarrassing. They've basically caught us from a corner where we've got 6 or 7 players in the box trying to hook the ball in when it's gone loose. And they've just somehow managed to kind of clear the ball out. And it was a one-on-one. The attacker flicked it through, and then it's him versus Jorginho, just a foot race. And Jorginho is slow. Oh my God, he's slow. Very, very painful to watch him try and sprint back. And then he's just rounded past Porter and scored. So it's one of those things. I think the players will learn from that for sure. That's not the kind of thing you'd expect to see if we're playing in a Prem game or whatever. I think sometimes the young players all want to chip in and get involved and just get in the box. Maybe the ball's going to fall for them and they can slam it home. And then they don't realise that maybe they've left a man open and you can get hit on the break. And obviously, if it was Nichols or, I don't know, Calafiori or whoever, anyone but Jorginho, they probably can get back and cover, or at least attempt to. But Jorginho will admit it himself. He's probably going to get home tonight and just think, man, I do not want to be the only man sitting back on corners from now on because he just can't run. Sterling, wow, his first start for Arsenal. And honestly, I was debating between him and Nwaneri being player of the match. And I've got to say, it might actually be Sterling for me. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. But again, we're playing against Bolton. This is not his level, okay? Before people start saying, oh, he's found his level. So many comments tonight. Arsenal found their level. Oh, couldn't beat City, but they can smash Bolton. Like, come on. Playing such a different side to the weekend. But Sterling was really impressive. He looks sharp. He looks like he's got a point to prove. He looked really, really at it, which I was really happy to see. He looks good in an Arsenal shirt. It kind of just, yeah. It looks right. Is it just me? Whenever I see Sterling getting on the pitch as a sub or today starting, walking around in the Arsenal kit, it just looks right. It's funny, isn't it? I always picture him as blue from his multiple years at City, but originally he's a red from Liverpool. And, well, I guess he was at QPR before them, right? Which is like a white, blue and red. But I was really happy to see Sterling get on the score sheet and get an assist today. And it was a really good performance from him. Saka, I'm sad he didn't get the assist because he was actually hugely involved in, which goal was it? There's the Sterling goal. He was involved in whipping that into the box and it's just hit a defender and fallen for Sterling. He was involved quite a lot, Saka, but wasn't able to really take the game to the next level. But that's okay. We didn't need him to do that today. And then that just leaves Jesus, who I've got to say, whilst I love the guy and I love his energy, and he's obviously a very good footballer, with the ball at his feet and dribbling around, there isn't many better. He's just not a striker. And I think we really are seeing what everyone saw at City, especially Pep, when they realised that actually he's just better on the wing. And he's not that effective on the wings compared to some maybe other wingers we've already got. Maybe I'm being harsh, but it just feels like every time I see Jesus, he's everywhere but striker. He's always... So if this is where you want your striker to be when we're coming up against Bolton in this second half and we're trying to score, you'd want Jesus kind of in this area here, right? Or you'd want your striker there, but Jesus ends up here, down here, on the right, down here. He picks up the ball and he just runs around. And I would like to have a number 9 play as a number 9. And that's why I think Havertz just gets the nod ahead of him all the time. He's just in his position. He's a poacher. He also helps with the build-up play. He can hold the ball up. He's more of a physical presence. I think he's more of an all-round footballer as a number 9, whereas Jesus is just like a tricky winger that can play as a striker. I don't know how I feel about it. I just don't think Jesus is the answer to this number 9 role, and I think, unfortunately, he will eventually leave, probably in the summer. It wouldn't surprise me. But we can talk about Bolton really quickly because it's a really tough task to come to the Emirates and to play against a mixture of their A, B and C team. We had a real mix today. To score a goal was really good. And to be fair, they could have had another one. I can't remember who it was. Was it number 19? Was it Collins in the first half? Or it might be McAtee, actually. But it fell for him and he skied it as like a side volley. And honestly, if that goes in, it's a very different game. And they probably did deserve a goal. So I'm glad they did get one in a way because I think it's really impressive to see a team like Bolton go to the Emirates and play. Obviously, they were always going to struggle. Obviously, it was unlikely they would actually win today. But I thought they weren't too bad. I think their goalkeeper had a really tough game. Multiple times I'm sitting there thinking, could have done better there, could have grabbed it, or, be a bit more commanding in the box. There was so many times the ball was coming in the box and he's just flapping his arms around. And that doesn't really evoke confidence into your defence, does it? But typically, guys, Arsenal against a lower league team at the Emirates, this is what you get. But you never know. It could have been a very different story today. So I can see the game against Liverpool is probably finished now. Let's have a look. Liverpool won 5-1 in the end. Wow, Gakpo scored 2 in the 90th minute onwards. So West Ham are out. And I've got a feeling we're going to get Brentford. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is a set... I can't remember if there's a set team or a set fixture that we play the winner of. Either way, we are through in the EFL Cup. And that is always a good thing because it's silverware. I wouldn't say, look, let's just bin off the EFL Cup because no one cares about it. But do you know what? It's time that we win something. And we want it to be the Prem. We want it to be a Champions League. But realistically, if we're not going to win the Prem and not win the Champions League, at least we could fall onto this. So even if it does mean we have a couple more games this season, but if it gives opportunities to Lewis Skelly, Nwaneri, and there was a couple of youngsters that came on as well. I thought this Kachuri guy, he's massive. You see the size of his shoulders. Kabia came on. I didn't see too much of him. But yeah, I wanted to see Heaven. If I'm honest, I would have liked to have seen Aiden Heaven come on, but if we get through to the next round and we get a somewhat favourable draw, I think we can see Nwaneri, Lewis Skelly again, and Nichols maybe. And obviously it's a great opportunity for players like Sterling, Jorginho to get into the team, and Jesus actually, and Calafiori and Kivior. It was really good to see them both, but we'll see who we get in the next round. Thank you for watching, although I'm sure not many people are too bothered about this game, but obviously I'm still going to cover it. Back with the Arsenal career mode tomorrow, and I'm actually going to an EA event, so follow me on socials. If I meet any cool people there, maybe some other YouTubers, and maybe they're going to have some players there. Who knows? Maybe Bellingham's going to be there. He is the star boy. He's the cover boy, isn't he? So follow me on social media if you want to see if I can get any pictures there. And I will see you in my career mode video tomorrow.